Hello and welcome to a new video, and today we are on a ship again. We are taking a look at the river cruise ship MS Königstein, and this is a very small river cruise ship, only 68.5 meters long and 8.1 meters wide, with capacity of about 70 guests on board, and it was especially constructed for smaller rivers in Germany, the Czech Republic and Poland, like Elbe or Moldava. Also for the river Oder and the Havel. Now let's take a look into our cabin on the lower deck, and it was surprisingly big for a ship of this size, with 2 picture windows, 2 single beds that can convert to a sofa at the day, and enough storage space. We have a big wardrobe. Also this additional storage space. Then there is a small desk, so you can even work here if you want to. And we can of course also take a look into the bathroom, which is rather small and like a standard bathroom on a river cruise ship. And before we go to the bathroom, we can take a look at the view out of our cabin. And this is the bathroom, so it's rather standard bathroom with a bit of storage space, shower with shower curtain. The shower itself is a bit small when it comes to the height, so if you are tall just like me with 1.95 m, it's a bit uncomfortable to shower, but that's just a small problem. And that's it for the cabin. We are now on the lower deck, and here are only cabins, so we can straight go to the upper deck where the public areas of the ship are. Firstly, we have the reception area with a small shop and public toilets, and right in front of that is the lounge with the bar, a bit smaller as it's a small ship with comfortable lounge areas. And this ship was built in 1998 for a company called Dialman, and they are famous for making ships a bit different than everybody else. So here we have the lounge in the middle and the restaurant in the front. That would be usually quite the other way around, but here on this Dialman ship it's a bit different. Dialman was a very famous German cruise company that ceased operations many years ago, as they had a very different concept. All their ships looked a bit older, they had an older style on purpose, and they offered typical classic cruises. And here we are on the sun deck now. Here we can see the wheelhouse that can be completely lowered into this shaft that we can see here. And as we were here in the winter season, there was not too much on the sun deck, just one table for the smokers. And you can see that in the back there are some solar panels. As there is no restaurant for lunch or dinner, we just went to a restaurant nearby that I just found on the internet. It's called Food Lab, and we were very surprised by the quality and the price. So here for this wonderful lunch, we just paid about 20 euros for the both of us, including drinks. So this was very cheap. As in general, food in the Czech Republic is rather cheap as long as you're not going to the main tourist hotspots. There you should be very careful with the restaurants because they are way more expensive than just a few streets away from the center. Then we walked across the Karls Bridge, which is one of the main tourist sites, and then we took a tram of the line 23, and this is a touristic line. It's going past many of the sites of Prague, and it's operated by old Tatra trams. We were lucky we got one of the oldest trams around, but more about this in my next video, which will be about this tram ride. So here I will just show you a few of the views of this tram ride, so you can decide if that's maybe something you want to do as well if you're in Prague next time. Here we are close to the Karls Bridge again, and a few minutes later we are also crossing the river Moldava, and soon after we are reaching the final destination of this tram, which is close to the metro station Náměstí Míru. And I can highly recommend visiting this station because it's one of the lowest in the European Union, and it has one of the longest escalators in the world. And here you can see it, it's very spectacular. It's extremely long, and the interesting thing is that they put the posters on the side on the same angle like the escalator itself. At some point of this escalator ride I lost completely the idea of which is up and down and how steep it actually is. It was completely confused, and it was very interesting and weird feeling. So just for this it's already interesting to visit Námestí Miro, and of course you can take the metro to go back to the city center, which we did. Here we are on the central square of Prague, and there was a Christmas market still going on that we just attended for a few minutes. And then we went back to the food lab where we had dinner. As we were so happy with the lunch, we went back for dinner. Of course, the dinner was a bit more expensive, and we chose rather expensive dishes and had a few drinks. So of course there we had to pay a bit more than 20 euros, but still it's great value for money. So this is my recommendation. If you're sleeping on the Königstein cruise ship, very close by is the restaurant Food Lab. There is no restaurant on board for lunch or dinner, but the lounge is open and you can get some also rather cheap drinks here on the ship. And that's how we spent our evening after the dinner. And then it was time to go sleep. And we will continue this vlog on the next day. That we obviously started with breakfast. That was included in our fare. So we went to the restaurant, and there we have a buffet with a small but nice selection of food. And for me as a ship fan, it was very nice to see that they still have the Dialman dishes in use. And of course it's always very nice to have a breakfast with a view of the river. So this was a very nice start of our day, but then it was time to say goodbye to our nice cabin with the number 222, and then we had to leave, and we were walking across the bridge right next to the ship, heading to the tram, and then we took the tram and the metro to the station Florenk, and from there we took the bus back to Germany. This time we didn't use the train, but we took a coach of the company RegioJet, and what to expect there will be the topic of one of the next videos. In the next video I will show you the tram, but after that you will see our coach trip back to Germany. And that was it for this video. I hope it was interesting for you. Here you can see the name of the song and when my next video will be uploaded. And as always, I'd like to say thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, please consider to comment, like, subscribe or share the video link, and I hope to see you in my next video.